Good day! Have you ever wondered what it's like to live in one of the world's most remote cities? I'll be taking you on a tour to discover the top 10 so you're in luck. Think about the farthest reaches of the planet, where there are both antique monuments and contemporary metropolises. We'll learn about the distinctive customs, cultures, and ways of life that exist in these remote locales. Are you up for a once-in-a-lifetime experience? Because together, we're about to explore the ends of the earth. In that case, what to say? Embrace the ride, will you? Fortunately, our globe still has some breathtaking, untamed areas that are largely unspoiled by human activity. Some of them are just difficult to get in touch with, while others are isolated profoundly due to distance from other areas or geography. While some of them have hot, tropical climates, others have icy Arctic temps or arid, unforgiving landscapes. 10. Las Estrellas, Antarctica. One of the few towns with a population of civilians in Antarctica is Las Estrellas. This Chilean-controlled island has all the characteristics of a typical tiny town. In the winter, when the village appears to be completely deserted, the town's population, which is only 200, drops even further. This community is cut off from the outside world in more ways than one, though. Except for the 3 computers at the nearby school, there is virtually no internet connectivity. 9. Tórshavn, Faroe Islands. The Faroe Islands are a small group of roughly 50,000 people that are comfortably positioned in the North Sea midway between Iceland and Norway. The capital is in Tórshavn. There are more sheep on the island than people, which is a sign of how sparsely inhabited it is. The town is reasonably well linked for its position thanks to flights from Bergen, Edinburgh, Bergen, Copenhagen, and Reykjavik. It can occasionally seem like the last place on Earth due to the little population and vast rural areas, though. 8. Iqaluit, Nunavut, Canada. The capital of Nunavut, the most isolated territory in Canada, is Iqaluit. It is legally the capital because it is the sole city in Nunavut. The village is so far north that it is essentially uninhabitable, and there are hardly any trees to be seen. The only thing that connects this hamlet to the rest of the world is a 4-hour flight from Ottawa. Without the airport, this village surrounded by nothing would be cut off from the rest of the world as there are no roads or railways. The village experiences brutally cold, long winters, and very brief summers. Iqaluit is home to about 7,200 people. 7. Oasis, Egypt. A road is the only way to get to the Oasis, which is surrounded by hundreds of kilometers of parched Saharan desert. Beautiful pom-poms and freshwater springs abound throughout the Oasis. Because there is no access to cell phones or the internet, and because the town is remote, the Berber tribal culture has been preserved over time. Siwa doesn't seem far away in terms of travel time. It takes less than 12 hours to go there from Cairo. But the thought of a community of 23,000 people being dropped in the middle of the Sahara deserts seems very exciting. Siwa feels like a completely different world while being near to Cairo. 6. Rinconada, Peru. Deep within the vast Peruvian Andes, Rinconada sits securely perched at a height of 17,000 feet. Rinconada is now the planet's highest human settlement as a result. This small mountain town has a serious problem with its water supply, but 50,000 people still call it home. The settlement has climate conditions that closely mirror those of Greenland despite being in Peru. Fun fact, Rinconada truly has its gold mines, and they are close to the city, beneath the La Bella Durimiente Glacier. 5. Coober, Pedy, Australia. The reorganization of Australia's opal mining sector led to the development of Coober, Pedy. The worst conceivable location for a mining town was found to contain a gemstone 100 years ago in the distant southern desert. The fact that Coober, Pedy was built underground and currently contains a population of over 2,000 people, as well as several underground businesses, hubs, and even churches, meant that the local authorities weren't concerned about this. Most of the world's opal is now produced in Coober, Pedy, which is also growing in popularity as a tourist destination. Check out my article on things you can only do in Australia for additional details. 4. Oymyakon, Russia. It takes a lot to be the coldest city in the nation, given that Russia is known for its extremely frigid climate. Wintertime lows of 60 degrees Celsius are typical in the isolated village of Oymyakon. Oymyakon is now the world's coldest inhabited region as a result. Ironically, the town's name, which refers to unfrozen water, was inspired by the thermal springs that surround it. Oymyakon's ground is frozen for the majority of the year. Despite its name, indoor plumbing becomes challenging as a result. And if you own a car, you must always maintain it running to prevent it from breaking down. 3. Urumqi, China. The world's most remote coastal city is Urumqi in China. The distance to the sea from this tiny village is 2,240 kilometers. Urumqi, which lies located in far northwestern China, is flanked on all sides by desert and mountain passes. Urumqi is not only geographically isolated from the rest of China, but it also has a unique culture. The majority of the population is Muslim, and all of the board signs are in Arabic. As a result, riots frequently break out, killing a large number of people. The little village is an outpost on the fabled Silk Road, despite its isolation. Because of this, it serves as a transportation hub for visitors to Central Asia. 2. Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, Russia. A severely cold, storm-ravaged Kamchatkan peninsula is home to the 180,000-person city of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky. It truly is amazing how people, who are surrounded by mountains and volcanoes, manage to exist here. This city can only be reached by small plane from the nearby airfield. Furthermore, Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky is the only nearby community due to the harsh terrain, making it nearly hard to establish a settlement there. The nearest major city is Juneau in Alaska, even though Moscow is over 4,000 kilometers away. Locals find it easier to get to North Korea than their city. 1. Yakutsk, Russia. The Yakutia region of Siberia is centered at Yakutsk. More than 1 million square miles of the area are inhabited, but there are less than 1 million residents there. This indicates that there is often just one resident per square mile. The territory is divided into numerous administrative hubs, each of which is roughly the size of a U.S. state, and many of which only have one populated settlement. It is understandable why Yakutsk once housed a traditional Soviet prison given its location. In a mild winter, lows of -30 Celsius are typical, with highs of -50 Celsius being quite common. Our tour of the top 10 remote cities in the world is now complete. I hope it has been interesting for you to learn about the various customs, civilizations, and ways of life that exist in these far-flung regions of the world. I appreciate you coming along on this journey with me, and I hope it has motivated you to look for your remote adventures. Goodbye until we meet again.